So today I've got some really good Google My Business optimization tips and tricks to share with you. And one's a real cracker. And in fact, I'm going to start off with that one because I really wanted to get this one out straight away so you didn't miss out on it. So this is going to be really inspiring. If you're a business owner and you're wanting to be inspired of how you can put new posts up for your Google My Business or how you can optimize it, or even to get some ideas of what offers are going to work for your business, then this first trick is going to be really useful. So I'm going to dive straight in now and show you what it is. So the first one I'm going to call a Google hack, and it's really straightforward to do. You just go into Google, you type in the word site, then colon, then business, then dot, then site. Now what you're doing here is you're asking Google to show you all the sites that use the words business.site. Now the reason you want business.site is that's the name of your free website that Google produces. So what we'll do is we'll add roofer to that site, business site. And if we now click and search, all the roofers that are using Google My Business now come up. So there's thousands. But the reason you're going to do this is you're just going to get some inspiration. So let's just open a few of these. Just going to open, say, the top 4. But just looking here, perhaps some ideas there for photography as a roofer. They're good shots there. There's not a lot of information, but I'm also just taking into account what other things they're doing. Let's go to the next one. So roofer Don, so that's a nice, so he's advertising his Facebook, and we've got some testimonials here a month ago, a year ago, 2 months ago, the About Us page, which has got keywords in. Most people don't actually have the About Us page. You should have 5 pages here. A lot of people don't add that. It's easy to miss it. So again, we've got some photographs here. Let's take the next one. And they're advertising. So that's perhaps another shot that you might want to consider. Make appointment. And then you've got some of the updates here. So if you wanted to get some ideas as to how to perhaps write an article, then you could get some ideas looking at what others are writing. So we're not saying to copy them, but just to get an idea of what they're using, what offers they're using, how their photography is working, how the testimonials are perhaps being used. The fact that these are coming up as well at the top of a search, so they've really gone for a long, in fact we're going to come on to this idea later of how titles are being used. But look at this is quite smart, the way they've used this diagrams here. These are technical drawings. And again, they've listed their services in the About page, which is often missed out. So the idea is you're just, and they're using links as well, and these are links going straight out. That's a great little suggestion there. So this guy seems to perhaps know a bit more about what he's doing. Some good photography, and Google recognizes photos as well. So there's my first tip then, is just to use this hack. So let's just go back to it, site colon business.site, and then you just put in whatever it is that you are. So in this case, let's just go for, let's say, a window cleaner. And now all the window cleaners that are using websites will come up. So let's just look here, and you see window cleaning Ben. That's a lovely little picture there that they've added. And again, you've got testimonies. Always try and get them as reasonably close as possible. They've gone for an interesting font here as well. There are a few options you've got, but again, they've thought about the font so that it kind of fits in with their logo. So some good thinking there. And maybe they could have got some of those tricks there off that other guy by putting some links through as well from here, because you can put links. They've actually got that there, but it's not linked. So again, it might be worth looking into that. So some really nice photography as well, plenty of branding being used. So that's my first tip then, is use the Google hack to get inspiration for your posts, for your offers, and see what others are doing well in your particular area or business. Now my second one I want to show you is a Suferlocal, which is a tool that I've been using for a while, and most people aren't aware of this tool. It's a brilliant tool. I'm going to put a link to the description down below. It does have my affiliate link connected to it, so if you want to support this channel, then it would be really helpful if you clicked on it, gave it a try, and if you like it, then that'd be great, you can use it. So let me show you how it works. So basically what happens is you do a search in your area, and then it just analyzes some of the keywords that are used amongst your competitors. So if I go through these things like words like get in touch, website, SEO help, Bournemouth, these are all just things that people are using, and you basically want to pick and choose which keywords are relevant. So if they're red, it means they're crucial. If they're orange, it means that they're useful or important. Blue means that it's it's kind of, you can use it if you're looking for more words. And as you then write these things in, so new website web design. So if I say Zanet design provides, and now I'm going to use the first one, new website improvements. And then I'll perhaps use help Bournemouth SEO. So to help clients with their SEO in Bournemouth. Now what's that done? Well, it's made a few green now. And the reason it's made them green is because I've covered these keywords. And basically, if I can cover off some of these keywords and then put this in a post, or I spelled there wrong, put that into a post, that will then provide my post with the types of keywords that Google's rewarding. Now, why is it choosing these keywords? Because they're the ones that are coming top of the search. So it's quite a clever little process here that's going on. And it's a tool that I want you to try out, see what you think. The link's down below. I'm sure you'll find it really helpful if you're looking for inspiration for keywords. Now, my third tip is one that probably I've alluded to a few times in other videos, but it is the importance of adding photos. And if you can get your customers to add photos, even better. Why is adding photos so important? Well, Google is rewarding it. There's no doubt about it. You will get more traffic if you have more photos. And you really need to know what bar are you aiming for. Now, Suferlocal does give you an idea. It does analyse to see what everyone's doing and how many photos they're using. So there is a reference in there. And if we go to Insights, and this is again just the importance of images. We go down to here. So he's got 904 images, businesses like you, 330. That's always going to be the bar you want to aim above. In fact, 3 times is about the reference that I've suggested in the past. And notice here, your photos receive 174% more views. So the fact is the more photos you have, the more views you get. This also is quite helpful if you can get to see what customers are posting as well. Now, the fourth area I wanted to cover with you was just to make sure your customers are getting what they want. But how do you know what your customers want? Well, once again, going back to that first tip of using the site, that hack in Google, you can also get another insight into what customers actually need and want in your particular category. Let me show you how that works. So I'm back in here searching for window cleaners. Let's just analyze a few of the window cleaners then that we've called up. So what we're going to do is just look here. What are people using? This is calling. So this is a phone number, but it's actually got the direct phone number on there on this particular free website. Let's take this one. This one's get a quote. Just if I click that, it just takes them to a quote form. This one, make appointment. If I click on that, it's broken. So that wouldn't go down too well, would it? So that wouldn't work. Get quote, click on that. It takes them through to the form. So there you've got a few options then. So in this case with window cleaners, they seem to either go for a phone number or get a quote. So you might want to do a search for a few more and see which one you think works best. But there's quite a few options on this call to action. And all you're needing to do is just see what your competitors are doing and then think to yourself, is that the best way? How do most people want to deal with me? Now, let me just show you a different example. If I do a search for restaurants in Google on these free sites, and I've got a few restaurants here. So Monsoori Heights, contact us. We've got this garden restaurant, view menu. We've got the Indian restaurant, view menu, the Thai, view menu. That's the windows. So let's just get, again, is contact us or is view menu the best way for your clients? Again, you're getting great ideas. And what do? See what they do when they click on the view menu. So if I click on this one, so that's no good at all, that doesn't work. If I click on this one, that takes you through to their website with another click view menu. Now, you could argue that actually to click a menu, to click 2 buttons to get to the menu, surely it'd be better to take them straight through to this. But I think their thinking is they want people to go to the website first, as that's the thinking there. Let's try this one, view menu. And this takes them through to their Facebook page. But it does actually take them to a menu area on their Facebook page. So there's some thought gone into that. Let's take this one, contact us. And that's just another one of those quotes. So my question to you would be, what would work best for your clients? So go to that hack again that we looked at in point number 1, and then look at the call to actions on those free websites and think it through. Think what would work for them, and then use that as throughout the site if you can. And in that way, you will find you'll get more inquiries using that form. And my final one is really to try and think about reporting spam when you find it. Now, some people don't like to do this, and it's one of those tricky ones because no one wants to report spam. It'd be better if people didn't spam the Google My Business in the first place. But we do know that the biggest trick that everyone's using at the moment is to give the title of their business and use words like 24-hour, emergency, or use the actual area in which they are based. Now, if your business isn't being registered exactly as whatever you've registered in Google My Business, then you're spamming the search engine. And it's a tricky one. And I think everyone recognizes there's a certain need to use keywords if you can, but it has to be backed up with being an authentic name of the business. Let me show you how you can report it and why you may want to report it. So what you want to do is, I'm not picking on any particular, because I think it's quite a difficult, delicate area to go. But if you find that there are some that are above you, the reason they're above you is because they're giving a lot more credit by Google for perhaps words that aren't in their business name, and yet they've registered their business name, then there's an easy way to deal with that will get you quite a ranking boost. Imagine you've got 7 businesses above you and 5 of those have spammy titles. You could be then number 3 if Google recognizes that the complaint is realistic. So by reporting it, you're not actually pulling them down, you're just giving Google an opportunity to review it. Now, Google may actually agree that they are fine with that title, but all you need to do is just take a photo, a screenshot, just show you why you feel it might not be the case. I'll put a link to the form down below, and then you'll be able to see whether that's something you may want to do. Now, if you enjoyed these tricks, then you're going to enjoy the 101 other ones I've put together in my Google My Business playlist. So if you click on this video, it'll take you straight through to all the other tips. But if you just want to optimize your business on a 30-day challenge, then don't miss this series that I'm about to release in the next few weeks.